I dare you to talk to Daddy. I wish my grandmother was here because she would just simply tell you to have a little talk with Jesus. Tell him all about your troubles. He will hear your faintest cry, and he will answer by and by. I tell you, this son, I've already moved from the theological back to the anthropological. I've already started my sermon, Good Lessons from a Bad Boy, because the first good lesson we can learn is to converse with our Creator, to have communion and connection with the Creator. But the second lesson we can learn from this young black man is whatever we say about the outcome of his decision, we really got to admit this morning that it took courage to strike out on his own. And so not only did he have communion and conversation with his Creator, but this man, this young Malik had courage. This young black man has really often been criticized. You know he has. You've been in Bible study and Sunday school on Sunday morning. He's been criticized for his attempt to get out of the house. We've talked about him. Scholars have criticized him, and preachers have chastised him, and teachers have questioned his motives. Christians have impugned his character, all because he had this courageous attempt to leave his father's house. But I just want to lift up Malik this morning. Please, don't bear with me for just a few moments. I'm convinced that his departure is evidence of ambition, of initiative, of high hopes, and of big dreams. So please suspend your judgment on this son for just a few moments. Don't get all the way into his dissolute living, but stay right here at this move to want to leave his father's home. Suspend your judgment and realize how tempting it must have been to stay in the comforts and the conveniences of his father's home and spend his life utilizing the benefits and the blessings of his father's work and his father's money. Visualize the temptation it must have been. I mean, really, to just be able to just Paris Hilton your life away. I'm talking about envision the lure of lying in the lap of the luxury and living on the laurels of the legacy of your daddy. I mean, really, just live a life with no accomplishments, no achievements, no ambition, no accolades. And when we live in a time where so many young black men and so many young black women are content to live on their parents' dime, happy to sleep in their parents' home, happy to eat off their parents' couch and watch their parents' TV. In this time where so many people seem happy to live lives uninspired, unmoved, unmotivated, uneducated, and unemployed, too conceited to work in a McDonald's franchise and too uneducated to work in McDonald's corporate headquarters. In this time where so many young black men know more about a 9mm than they do a 9 to 5. In this time where so many young black women will say no to getting a higher education, going to school and finding a management position they can live on, and say yes to going to the club, putting on high heels, and finding a man they can live off. I tell you, I want to lift this young man Malik for having the courage to get out of his house. In this time where so many of us are paralyzed by fear instead of being mobilized by courage, too scared of failure to start our own business, too scared of loneliness to leave a bad relationship, too scared of rejection to stop looking at her and go ask her name, too scared of change to stop doing church the way we always have done it, too scared of white people to be politically progressive, too scared of black people to drive in our own neighborhoods. In this time, I want to lift up this boy who had courage to get out of his house. And I tell you, he had courage. And Conrad Hilton, that's Paris's daddy, y'all, said if you want to launch big ships, you've got to go where the water is deep. He says too many of us are trying to launch large carriers in shallow water. And there are some of of us who will never be blessed because we're in the kiddie pool. There are some of us who will never be blessed because we just want to stick our feet in the water. But if you want a breakthrough this morning, if you want a blessing, I tell you, you've got to swim in deep waters. If you want a breakthrough, you've got to maximize your potential. You've got to go where mountains are high. You've got to go where valleys are low. You've got to go where friends are few. You've got to go where problems are insurmountable. You've got to get up and get out of your house. Get out the house. Black men are incarcerated. Get out the house. Black women are infuriated. Get out the house. Black children are uneducated. Get out the house. Black women can't find a man. Get out the house. Black men won't be a man. Get out the house. Black children don't know what a man is. Get out of the house. And I've come to encourage somebody that we need to get out the house. Children's grades are low. Women's self-esteem is low. Men are on the down low. We need you to get out the house. Can I tell you, you can do it because it is in your blood. If Harriet Tubman could free 300 slaves, you can get out the house. If Rosa could start a civil rights movement with tired feet and a bad attitude, you can get out the house. If Martin could carry the movement, if Muhammad Ali could sacrifice the pinnacle of his career on the principles of peace in an unjust war, you can get out the house. If Michael could sell more records than Elvis, if Oprah can make more money than Martha, if Barack can get more votes than McCain, if Flavor Flav can have his own show where girls are trying to be his girlfriend, but most of all, if Whitney can get rid of Bobby, then I've come to report to somebody today that you can get out of the house. I told y'all there were some good lessons that we could learn from this bad boy. Beloved, he had a conversation and communion with his creator. This man had courage, but family, I'm sad to report, this man was careless.